Good evening from New York. I'm Chris Hayes. You know, there was a brief moment in the days after January 6th where it looked like the Republican Party, the leaders of it at least, not Donald Trump, might actually just do the right thing. Right? The stark moral truth sitting in front of them. Party leaders Kevin McCarthy and Mitch McConnell were obviously, correctly horrified by the violence of the insurrection. Both men publicly condemned Trump for his obvious involvement in inciting the attack. They were even more damning of his conduct in private. We are now learning that McCarthy was not just concerned about Trump. According to leaked audio obtained by the New York Times, on a January 10th call, just 4 days after the insurrection, McCarthy also expressed concerns that Republicans in his own conference might incite violence against their fellow party members.
The other thing that we have to do is these members on either whatever position you are, calling out other members, that stuff's got to stop, especially in this nature. So when I get up right here, I'm going to call Gate. But anything else we see, don't assume I see everything. Don't assume I know everything. But we've got to have one central point. So, I mean, if you can bring this stuff to Dan, Natalie, or Lugansky, so you can have it. But, I mean, don't sit back around. It's going to be for you guys personally. Tension is too high. The country is too crazy. I do not want to look back and think we caused something or we missed something and someone got hurt. I don't want to play politics with any of that.
That's a remarkable moment of moral clarity. I don't want to look back and think someone got hurt. I don't want to play politics with any of it. McCarthy singled out Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida as someone whose inflammatory rhetoric might get people hurt. McCarthy was worried that Gaetz, who frequently criticized fellow Republicans by name for being insufficiently loyal to Trump in his eyes, was inflaming tensions at a time when the country was already in a volatile position. It was a concern echoed by others on the call, including the number 2 Republican in caucus, a man who was shot, we should remember, Congressman Steve Scalise.
Okay, the other thing I want to bring up, and I'm making some phone calls to some members, I just got something sent now about Newsmax, something Matt Gaetz said, where he's calling people's names out, saying an anti-Trump in this type of atmosphere. And some of the other places, this is serious stuff people are doing that has to stop. I'll make individual phone calls.
Mo and Louis' comments too. A lot of members have said some real concerning things about.
Did they say something today too?
Not that Louis was at. Mo was at the rally. You know, we're kicking ass and taking names thing at the Trump rally.
So these are things before they kick that out. I think this is
okay. What did Gaetz say?
Gaetz brought up Liz specifically. I just saw that on Twitter.
And Adam, someone just sent it. Gonzalez just sent it to me, so I'm calling Gaetz. I'm explaining to him. I don't have anything much to say, but I'm going to have some other people call him too. But the nature of what, if I'm getting briefing, I'm going to get another one from the FBI tomorrow. This is serious shit to cut this out.
Yeah, that's I mean, it's potentially illegal what he's doing.
Well, he's putting people in jeopardy, and he doesn't need to be doing this. We saw what people would do in the Capitol, you know, and these people came prepared with rope, with everything else.
As you heard a bit of there, McCarthy and his fellow Republicans also took issue with Congressman Mo Brooks of Alabama. Of course, he was the one who wore body armor while he spoke at Trump's rally at the Ellipse and told the soon-to-be insurrectionists about to storm the Capitol that it was, quote, the day American patriots started taking down names and kicking ass. As well as Congressman Louis Gohmert of Texas, who invoked violence in the streets on January 1st after a judge rejected a lawsuit trying to give Vice President Mike Pence the power to overturn the election. Just a warning, this next bit's a little long, but we think it's important for you to hear this conversation in full as Kevin McCarthy talked with Republican congressional leaders and their aides.
What did Mo Brooks say down at that rally, though?
It's the kicking ass and taking names thing is the one that I've seen the most from people. I didn't watch his speech, but that's a number of members sent that to me, so that he used that term.
And Louis said, like, we need to fight or something, right? Didn't he say something a couple days out that was horrendous?
It was something like that, yes. It was incendiary.
I mean, you got the Maxine Waters and all that stuff too. So, I mean, I know the Dems are in a very strong position right now to drive a lot of things, but our members have got to start paying attention to what they say too, and you can't put up with that type of shit.
Brooks apparently said, today is the day American patriots start taking down names and kicking ass, which I would say is even a step further than the kind of rhetorical take, you know.
Well, if you think the president deserves to be impeached for his comments, that's almost like he goes further than what the president said. All right, let's see what someone give me the info of what they said. Have either of them apologized for what they've done?
I have not seen that anywhere.
Gomer, so Wasserman Schultz introduced the Gomer censure, and he did tweet out that, you know, I'm not advocating violence. He also cited Martin Luther King, so, I mean, it wasn't, you know, exactly what I'd call an artful walk back, but sure, I think there's obviously a lot of comments people could circle and find reason to introduce things about.
How many members spoke at that rally?
I thought it was between 8 and 10, but I don't have a confirmation on that.
Yeah, we can put together a list of the members that did.
Really, 8 and 10?
Yeah, Kev, I've also heard some
Did Marjorie Green speak there? I'm sorry, Steve, what did you say?
Yeah, I've heard some members talk about bringing Mo up at steering committee to possibly strip him of committees, kind of in the vein of Steve King. So I'd imagine this would definitely come up at steering committee.
What committees is he on?
Not good ones, but
Armed Services.
And there's an issue with Alabama. Barry Moore has said some things today even that we should look at, honestly.
What did Barry say today?
Pulling it up 1 second so I quote him correctly.
Okay.
All right, so he deleted his personal Twitter account, but Jamie Dupree with the Atlanta Journal got screenshot. He said about 22 hours ago, wow, we have more arrests for stealing a podium on January 6th than we do for stealing an election on November the 3rd. Atlanta, Philadelphia, and Detroit would be places I recommend you start. There's video evidence of these crimes as well. Hashtag election integrity matters. And then Moore also made this tweet on Saturday night as the U.S. Capitol Police officer who shot and killed a woman as he tried to get into the lobby. So he tweeted at Marjorie Green and at Nayrol, I understand it was a black police officer that shot the white female veteran. You know, that doesn't fit the narrative.
Wow.
Oh, man.
This is what we have to confront with this.
Can't they take their Twitter accounts away, too?
I'm left speechless by that. There's so much to say about that. They know, right? I mean, the moment, I guess at one level, it's sort of reassuring. Like, in the moment, there's some semblance of a moral compass and instincts to understand that, like, this is beyond the pale, but it doesn't last, right?